Anybody need? Nope. Okay. Take a sip of water. If you woke up at 4:30, sometimes you can meditate with your eyes slightly open. Seriously, it keeps you from falling asleep. Okay, Chinzo? Or 1:30. 1:30. We were thinking to do fire offering once a week from now on. She's like, just kidding. Okay, let's meditate. We can do that later. Okay. Okay. Maybe more money will go in if you meditate. So please relax your forehead. You really can open your eyes slightly if you feel sleepy, but don't look at anything. Or if you feel sleepy halfway through, then crack your eyes open slightly. Relax your fingers, stretch them out. Stretch, 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 stretch. And then Chin Mudra. Pull in your stomach slightly. Shoulders back, relax. And a little bit of smile. And then come to your breath, long exhale. Try to make the exhales, each one a little bit longer. Then please invite your heart teacher to come sit with you, in front of you. Knee to knee, very close. Make them alive. They are breathing. You can smell the fragrance from their body. You can feel their warmth. then bow down to them by thinking of some good quality that they have, and just enjoy that good quality. Just admire it. Make them an offering. I think today let's choose something that somebody else did. So it's easy to find an offering, the hard work that people have done to help us here. It's a lot of work to keep this place ready for us. And all year long they're working. So we can offer our Lama this beautiful seed that opened inside of us, that we have people to help us work so hard. And then you can open your heart, show your Lama one bad habit that you have, that you're embarrassed to talk about. And you can be honest with your Lama, show it to them, and ask for help. Then ask your Lama to keep teaching, encouraging us to take refuge, real refuge, in using the seeds of serving others to make the world happy, make ourselves happy, and whole world. Then ask Lama to stay in our life. Stay in our heart, inside the grain of sugar. Then again, I'd like to do a meditation on our plans for the next month. So the month of May is beginning soon. And it seems like a good month to try to improve our practice by taking refuge. So think of something that we did yesterday, something you would like to achieve. I would like to make more time in my life to do things I'd like to do. So I'm going to be quiet for a while, and you go ahead and do the 4 steps for yourself for May. Number 1, I would like something to change in my life. And then number 2, I know someone who would like the same thing, something similar. And then number 3, I can make a very doable plan to help them, a specific plan. And then number 4, you can imagine, you can practice a coffee meditation this morning. Plant a seed to do it every night for May, in May. Okay, so I'll be quiet. You go ahead and do your 4-step planning. And I'll meet you in about 10 minutes. And please ask your Lama to come into your heart. Let's do it slow. You know how to do it. The main thing in the scripture is that they are really happy that you are asking for them to stay in your heart. So try to feel how happy they are that you are practicing, how proud of you they are. It's not easy to come to Diamond Mountain. It's not easy to stay here, especially from other countries like New York. And your Lama is very, very happy that you work so hard to come here. You spent so much money. You took your time. And it's not like a 5-star hotel. It's many things uncomfortable sometimes. And it's difficult to sit in long, long classes. And just try to feel how happy the Buddhas are, how happy your Lama is that you worked so hard this week. And we had such beautiful harmony among all the people here. We're all from different countries. We all have different backgrounds. And there's a beautiful family feeling here. And I think that makes the Buddhas very happy. And it makes your Lama very happy that everyone works so hard to have harmony with everyone else. Then come to your breath, 3 long exhales, don't open your eyes yet. Okay, then open your eyes, take a stretch. All right, let's do a little bit of Lamrim, okay? I think it's it's right below that. There we go. Good. All right, we're continuing with the refuge vow. What was the first one? After you take refuge in Buddha. Don't do stupid refuge like cell phone refuge, okay? Then second one, after you take refuge in Dharma. Don't hurt other people. Third one, after you take refuge in Sangha. Yeah, stick around with people who irritatingly remind you of seeds. Number 4 is, treat all Buddha images like real Buddha. Number 5 is, treat all writing as holy. Number 6 is, treat all robe as holy, even if the person inside is not so holy. Number 7? Yeah, think about how cool they are. Number 8? Yeah, I was watching when we were drinking before the meditation, and Vivian did a nice offering. I didn't, but she was like, I was drinking and I said, what's she doing? And she's like, Okay. Okay, we're on number 9, I think. Okay. Kamdo dola gopani. It means help others to take refuge. Okay? Help others to take refuge. Okay? And there's a picture below there. Can you show it? There's the wrong way. That's the wrong way to help others do refuge. You have to do what I say. I'm a Buddhist. I know everything. You have to take refuge. Oh, Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Oh, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Sharanam Gacchami. You have to do that, you know. That's the wrong way. What's the right way? I heard your husband is yelling at you a lot. Let me tell you about emptiness. Got it? Inside his head. He's empty, right? No. Just kidding. You know what I mean. Second husband. Okay, Mutekpe Tumba Dzogche. So Dzogche is, I think it's named Purana in Sanskrit. It's like you can say Stephen Hawking, the guru of the science church. Okay, seriously. People always ask him, what do you think? And he's like, I think there's a black hole somewhere. You know. Mutekpe tumba dzogche dang. Bun tumba sharap. Dedaki chedan de jen jok. Ngamba sokla mune kapsa sumi wanki. Then actually, he says kind of tough things. Sometimes he's kind of tough. He's more direct than Geshe Michael. He says, every time those guys tell you that copper atoms are carrying your conversations, they're actually creating a thicker obstacle in their own mind. You see, every time you ask a scientist, how does a cell phone work? And they say, oh, electrons are passing through a copper wire. Every time they repeat that lower refuge, it gets stronger in their mind. You see? So actually, every time they talk about science, it's actually hurting them. You see what I mean? They don't understand where the copper electrons came from. Okay? And we're going to see in Kamala Shila why those atoms are impossible, right? Okay. And that wrong idea started, I think, with Aristotle, or just before Aristotle. But it gets stronger, right? Alright. Shenab kapsa sumi wangi lingam sound dobda. Shen konchala tegu mebe rik. Rik. Now, I like this next sentence. Lam tu tir ruwa. Next sentence. Lam tu tir ruwa. Okay? Those are my own notes, okay? That I made in the last few months. Lam means on the path. Chi means to help them get on the path. Ruwa. Okay? Ruwa means people whose minds are open, they are, what do you call it? Receptive. Okay? Like you meet somebody on a plane or at a yoga class, and they say, what do you do? And they seem like a pretty nice person. And if they are ruwa means they're open. They are receptive. They just didn't hear about it yet. Okay? They can accept it, or they would be interested to start learning. Then if you feel this person is ruwa, then share. Don't tell, right? Share with them. Say, look, I learned this thing from this guy named Tsongkhapa, and if you can pronounce his name, you become a Buddhist. No, just kidding. And I think it's good to say, look, I don't follow it 100%, you know, I'm not super successful, but I tried, to use the 4 steps, and I got some good results. And I'm not perfect, and I don't understand it perfectly. And it's a lot to understand. It's like an ocean, you know. But I try. I did my best. And you want to have tea together, and I'll tell you about this 4-step thing. And you try it, and if it works, you do more. And if it doesn't work, just forget it. Okay? There's some lamas who say it that way, you know. Just give it a try. 4 steps. If it works, you can do more. If it doesn't work, you know, you were just a nice person for a few weeks. Okay? All right? My friends used to ask me, my family say, what did Buddhism do for you? Then my mother and father were both alcoholic. And so I have genetic alcoholic, you know. If I'm not careful, I will be alcoholic. So I said, and they both died from alcohol. And then I said, if Buddhism didn't teach me anything else, but I learned not to drink alcohol, you know. All those many years of study and many books and many teachings, maybe it's all wrong, but they taught me not to drink alcohol. So that's worth it. I didn't die yet. My mom died in her 42 or something from alcohol. My father died similar. Okay, then I didn't. I'm older. So I always say, you know, just tell your friend, look, I don't know if it's 100% correct. I'm not super Buddhist, you know, meditator. Usually when I meditate about lunch. My green drink. But it's cool. Maybe you want to try. Okay, so that's vow number 9. You know, turn on other people who are open, but don't bother people who are not open. Okay. Tirua. Namla keche short sunche. Keche short is cool. Adam, you ready? Kecha means when you're just having an informal conversation, you know, kecha. Then shor means insert it in the conversation. Okay, shor means by the way. Like if you say gyalse ki nangla chimbe shorla ani gombala chin. I was headed for Gyalse's house, and then on the way, by the way, I dropped off at the community center. Okay? So shorla means by the way. So you're just talking to somebody in a coffee shop. Shorla, insert in the conversation. You know, you can say like this, do you like the coffee? They say, yeah. Then you say, do you know about the 4 steps? Like smooth transition. Okay, Kyamdola Gopa means help them to understand refuge. The real refuge, okay? The second husband. Okay. What number are we on? 10. Okay, number 10. Payan Dembe Gone Nyin Len Sum Sen Len. I'm sorry. Nyin Len Sum Sen Len Sum de Kyam to Droani. Konjo Suna Kyabne Yanda to Zinching. Ning Tapane Tepa Kede. Nyin Sen to do to Kyam to Droin. We're supposed to take refuge 6 times a day. 3 times during the daylight. 3 times during the dark. So it's harder in the summer to do all the nighttime work, right? If you understand what refuge is, you don't have to worry about this vow. Why? at least 6 times a day, somebody will irritate you. Okay? At least 6 times a day, you will have some kind of problem. And then you take refuge. You say, I don't know, this person said something bad to me. This person put something bad about Geshe Michael on the internet. Okay, why? Maybe, I saw this, Louis C.K. Do you know Louis C.K.? It's a comedian, American comedian, He says these guys went to Afghanistan, and people start shooting, they are American soldiers, people start shooting guns at them. Maybe it's because they are shooting other people. Maybe. Okay. So someone criticized Geshe Michael on the internet. Maybe Geshe Michael judging people all day, 10 times a day, 20 times a day, 30 times a day. Secretly, he's a nice guy, so he has to do it quietly. Inside here, oh, I don't like, okay. Maybe I cause it, you see. Like that, then you took refuge. That's one. Then only 5 more. You can think about the same irritating person again after an hour. Why do they put that stuff on the internet about me? Oh yeah, maybe I judge people. Okay, like that. Okay? So if you really understand refuge, it's easy to... This vow's no problem. In English we have an idiom, no-brainer. Easy, super easy. Anybody can do. No-brainer. Okay. All right. I have to teach them English idioms every day. They're supposed to teach me Chinese, but they gave up. Okay. Due to cancer Dorian. All right. Number 11? Chawa kanche kyang korja la lokal ne cheni, chawa checheng jinda shikche kyang. Whether you're doing something major or whether you're doing something minor, konjo sum la lokal te. Put all your trust in the 3 jewels, okay? It means in the 4 steps, okay? Kyalne konjo la chopat sunde, jupale, samgen yogyu, tang yunde gyanten mo punso la kyamdo michepo. Then try to make it a habit. So this is all about making it a habit to think about the real causes of things, okay? That's all. Make it a habit to think about the real causes of things, okay? All day long. And don't take those lower... Try to reduce your lower refuge in science or other things like that, okay? Psychology. Okay. Number 12? Yes. Last one. We did it. Yay! Koinjo sum sokam tan ne shege gichir yang mipongwani. The last one is don't give up refuge. Okay? Don't give up refuge. I think it's not difficult. Okay? But I've seen some people do it, right? We know some people, right? They studied here for 5, 6, 7 years and then they got discouraged and they give up. Those are the people who write me emails when they get cancer. Like 10 years later, 20 years later, after missing 25 Lam-Rim retreats, they write me again. They say, oops, I boo-boo. I made a mistake. I gave up refuge, Now, will you help me? I said, it's too late, man. What, you want me to teach 25 retreats again? It's too late. Okay? Don't write me after 20 years and tell me you made a mistake, okay? This guy came to me. He said, you remember me? I said, no. He said, I was in the class at Rinpoche, my teacher. He came to the class when there were only 5 students. I said, oh yeah, now I remember you. He said, I wasted my whole life. You used your life, I wasted my life, He was in the first class with my Lama. He said, I wasted my whole life, So don't be like that, okay? Alright. Kamdo tangna nambe chane pundoshing. If you stop thinking that things are made from your seeds, you get, what do you call it? Kicked out of Buddhism, okay, by yourself. Nobody, what do you call that when you kick somebody out of religion? Yeah, excommunicate means to kick somebody out of the religion. You are not a good person. Now you are no more Christian or you are no more Jewish, okay. But in Buddhism, it's not the authorities of the church who kick you out, it's yourself. When you self-excommunication. So some things are self-existent. So it means you gave up that way of thinking. It doesn't mean you say, I don't like Buddha anymore or something like that. Okay. Namba mayena getsu long dang chanchu semberik dang sangak by young member gyurwe. If you're not a Buddhist, you can't be a monk. If you're not a Buddhist, you can't be a bodhisattva. If you're not a Buddhist, you can't practice Diamond Way, secret teachings. Kemdo don tongwe tongyu minyang. So generally, not taking refuge, technically, is not on the list of ways that you can lose your vows. But practically speaking, it's the same thing. If you give up the foundation, then you lose your bodhisattva vows, you lose your tantric vows. Okay, what's the foundation? Yeah, just think like that. Okay, when you stop thinking like that, there's no foundation for your vows anymore. Okay, so all these people are worried about how long your hair is. It's supposed to be this long if you're more than 10 miles from a monastery. It's supposed to be this long if you're, or they're worried about, do you have a blue stripe here or not? If you don't have a blue stripe, you're not real Tsongkhapa follower. All these people worry about the outside things, right? But that's not what makes you a monk okay? It's did you take refuge or not? It's your thinking, okay? Think like a monk. Then you can still go to the mall and buy nice clothes. You don't have to wear the same thing every day. Okay? Then they call Dundambe Gelong. Say Dundambe Gelong. Dundambe Gelong. In Abhidhammakosha, Stanley's translating it. Ultimate monk, ultimate nun, is a person who understands the pen. Okay? Higher than normal monk. Higher than normal nun. Okay? Dundambe Gelong. Ultimate Sang, ultimate monk, ultimate nun. Anyone who understands the pen. Okay. Higher monk, higher nun. And they wear just, I don't know, mini skirts and stamp their feet and sing songs. Okay. I like it. Okay. Okay. Dena chewa soki chiram chuala tana shege. Then in the Lam Rim, we say, everybody's waiting for a chance to keep this vow. This is where somebody from the immigration department ties you up and says, I'm going to kill you if you don't give up Buddha. Okay? We're all waiting to show we can be a martyr. I don't care, you could kill me now. Okay? But then he says, be careful, because really, sometimes just making a joke, you can give it up. Okay, so be careful just making jokes about Buddhism, and be careful. Buddhism is very powerful stuff, so you can make your jokes about politicians or people who aren't Buddhas, right? Okay. In Christian we have the word God damn it. Okay, and it's a bad word, and you're using the word God for bad thing. So that's the same thing. In Tibetan, how do you say God damn it? No, you didn't say it right. It means 3 jewels. And when you say it that way, it means God damn it. Okay, so be careful. Okay. One time I saw a Tibetan say that. I asked my Lama, he's angry, but he's saying 3 jewels. He says, don't learn it, don't learn it. Then foreign people like to learn bad words, right? Like phantom, so, tell me what it means, Then you explain 5 Dharma words or 1 bad word, they learn the bad word. I don't know why. Okay. Lamrim Chemole. Then he quotes the Lamrim Chemo. Soki Cheya mi tawadan ngawani kamdo tawango yinla. So this is the big one. He says this vow is probably very important. It means to stop thinking about seats. Okay, you lost refuge. Deshindu konjo sum matangyan dedatami tumbi tumbala sopa sum na ninjin chena. And he says less dangerous but also dangerous is to split your refuge. 50% science, 50% causes. Okay? Generally, everything's coming from me. Generally, things come from karma, but not WeChat. WeChat is self-existent. Okay? WeChat came from itself. The things very important in your life, those don't come from me. Okay, like that. So don't split your refuge. Go this way or go this way. Have some courage. Accept it 100% or do science for a while, be miserable, come back later. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go, we actually covered what we're supposed to cover. That's very unusual. First time. So Tim, I'm ready if you have other stuff, but I'm going to do one more sentence. Okay. What's the 3 signs of a good teacher? Know the material well. Know the students well. Let the class out early. Okay. Makes a popular teacher. Okay, so we have one more part. Then we reach the 13th day of the original teaching. Okay, so that's a very good place to stop before Guadalajara. Don't forget to come to beautiful Mexico. The weather there is not like Diamond Mountain. It's always perfect. The weather in Guadalajara changes 10 degrees all year. It's Garden City of Mexico. And we stay at Lake Chapala, which I used to call Lake Chalapa, because I can't remember the okay, but come to Lake Chapala, very, very beautiful place. We're going to try to have a yoga training after the Lamrim, okay, for 5 days. So we'll send you, when it's confirmed, we'll send you an announcement. I didn't teach people how to teach yoga for 10 years or something, but if you have time, you can do both at the same. Go to Lamrim and then stay for the yoga teacher training, if you want. Okay. DCI yoga teacher training, Niguma. Did I make a mistake? Introduction to yoga, not real yoga teacher training. And we're trying to bring, it's an introduction to yoga teacher training. And we're trying to bring 100 Mexican school teachers and teach them Niguma for free. So they will come scholarship. But we didn't get the money yet, so I'm working on it. Okay. Chok sum soki chaya mitongani. When you talk about not giving up the 3 jewels, even at the cost of your life. Ngā nama genyen shigla mute banangi kik gyamdo mitongna seche. Then there was Genyen. Genyen means not a monk or novice monk, but a lay person who took the refuge vows. Okay. Then some people caught him or her, I don't know who it was, and they said, if you don't give up 3 jewels, we will kill you. Then what happened? Genyen ki kyamdo matawar. He refused, or she refused. They don't say he or she. Mutekpe say, and they killed him. Okay. Sayo Dikewa. Then he was born in Tushita, heaven. Okay, not bad. So maybe try to get caught by the immigration department. Okay. Then the Lama did some review, and we went home for the day. Okay, yay!